Call of Duty 2.0 is a multifaceted design for the future of Call of Duty as we know it, and it is absolutely massive. As a result, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, to unpack in this video regarding the information we know about Call of Duty 2.0 and everything that you need to know about Call of Duty 2.0. So without any further hesitation, let's jump right into the video. Hello gamers and operators, I'm IceBurgZ, and today you are going to learn everything about Call of Duty 2.0 if you watch this video. Let's dive in. Call of Duty 2.0 was first announced in a job posting by Activision themselves. It contains details that at first were thought to be for World of Warcraft games or other subscription-based games made by Activision Blizzard. However, we know this is Call of Duty specific because of the phrase COD 2.0 and its repeated use in the posting. It's the first public appearance we see of Call of Duty 2.0. In the job listing, we see that it states, 2022 is a stellar opportunity for Call of Duty, COD, with an extraordinary lineup of innovations in curated player experiences, multi-platform gameplay, subscription-based content, mobile game development, and a move to the always-on community and player connectivity. We call this COD 2.0. And in the COD 2.0 era, this leader will extend the COD brand authentically in ways that engage core audiences and ignite and excite new ones. They will add cultural fuel to Call of Duty marketing overall, and they will extend and add meaning to COD creative ideas. This is basically a lot of mumbo jumbo, but lucky for you, I'm fluent in fancy business lingo. So the first thing to state is that obviously, this was not meant to be a public job posting, but rather an internal job posting. Call of Duty 2.0 is a new marketing style by Call of Duty to saturate everyday life with Call of Duty. This may sound familiar because it is very similar to what Call of Duty Elite was supposed to be. For those of you who don't know, Call of Duty Elite was a subscription service that was released with the game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in November 2011, but was ultimately shut down in 2014 during Call of Duty Ghost. Call of Duty Elite was a subscription service that gave you access to all DLC released with every game. Included with your subscription, you got exclusive cosmetics and mobile app features. It ultimately flopped because it did not give the consumers enough for their money. However, the job description states that the job will expand marketing into new areas, which means marketing Call of Duty across multiple platforms, from phones to actual billboards to in-game hints. This is similar to Walt Disney's original Disney marketing strategy. Everything that you do in day-to-day life somehow draws you back to the brand. This is what Call of Duty Elite was supposed to be, but this time, the technology and financial backing are there to make this a success. However, rather than Walt Disney's strategy of integrating into everyday life, COD's goal is to integrate into life and dominate the first-person shooter market. This is already being partially accomplished by the abysmally disappointing release of Battlefield 2042, the primary competitor for Call of Duty. A game so bad, no one has any option but to play Call of Duty.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Another thing they mentioned in the description is a player-based model. The game's customers are always the center of attention in this model. This is a little seen strategy in modern times because it takes work to be a consumer-based company rather than a profit-based company. This model for Call of Duty 2.0 will build a more robust brand name among the customer base. This is the opposite model of the money-hungry and profit-obsessed company Electronic Arts. It's a win-win situation in which fans are happy and spend more money on the brand and the game in the future. Activision Blizzard stated they wanted multi-platform gameplay and mobile game expansion. Unfortunately, most people I have seen covering COD 2.0 have gotten this completely wrong. Most YouTubers assume this is a continuing crossplay game feature between consoles, but they are partially wrong. They actually mean gaming across platforms from console to PC to mobile. That's right, mobile. This is stealing from Fortnite's strategy of having the game across many different platforms, including mobile devices, which most people enjoy. Additionally, this gives you the ability to play Call of Duty on the go. This will most likely be only Warzone on the go, and not main franchise titles like Modern Warfare 2. Another important thing they forgot is continuing cross-platform gameplay features. Even though Microsoft now bought out and owns Activision Blizzard, they have absolutely no reason to alienate the PlayStation community by making the game Xbox and PC only. Another thing they mentioned in the job description is player connectivity. Activision Blizzard seeks to have an ongoing conversation with their game's players to help decide the company's direction, rather than just shareholders. This back and forth between companies and the player base is something we have seen emerging in the last few years. This ongoing conversation with the player base and Activision began during that time when we couldn't leave our houses. The developers and players were communicating back and forth on Twitter and have evolved into streamers having press conferences with the company. Activision and Treyarch are also sending out care packages to streamers and YouTubers, hinting about upcoming events and places in Warzone. This is something that no company has done, especially to the scale that we see with Call of Duty. The last thing Call of Duty had in their job posting was exciting old and building new audiences. This leaves an implication that Activision Blizzard understands they don't completely dominate the market. Yet, many players in the first-person shooter genre are still not playing Call of Duty games. So we have games like Tarkov, Apex Legends, and Halo as some of the other games competing against Call of Duty in the first-person shooter genre. Call of Duty, if they seek to monopolize the market, must find ways to pull players from these games. However, we know that there is already a plan in place for eliminating Escape from Tarkov as a competitor in the first-person shooter market. There will be a new game mode in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the same as Escape from Tarkov. This could be a way to bring back the old Verdansk map as an area where individuals or groups are trying to survive after the nuke. But regardless of what the new game mode is, we see that Call of Duty has a plan to monopolize the market. They have steps to eliminate at least one game from the competitor list. The job listing points us to the belief that they are looking for a direction on other games to eradicate. This job is specifically for a Call of Duty 2.0 manager and someone who has a big picture idea for Call of Duty, who can introduce Call of Duty to the world on a larger scale than we have ever seen before. This is an excellent idea because, as we see, this has been proven to work with Disney and other companies moving to the customer-based model, not the sale-based model. I am hugely anticipating the next Call of Duty title, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I believe if you're watching this, you probably are too. I recommend that you like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the Call of Duty news, and until next time, stay frosty.